The IRS, Twitter, BlackRock, I believe are all working together to absolutely make this bull run something like we've never seen before. Before we get into the tax side of things, which is pretty crazy, I think Robin sums this up the best. If you don't like Bitcoin, just fork it. You'll learn that nobody is interested in your poo. Every shitcoin will die eventually, Bitcoin only, just one example of many. Let's try not to swear first thing this morning. We'll get into the numbers in a sec. Bitcoin Cash down and to the right. So don't be afraid of a BlackRock forking Bitcoin. That is one of the fears within the Bitcoin community. Let's bring up time chain calendar as it loads here this morning. Perfect timing, 5:55 a.m. local time. Block height 805,000 and 83. Average block time 10 minutes and 31 seconds. The next difficulty adjustment is going to go down. So obviously we had a whole lot of miners come on. It was mining really fast. They pumped it up and it's gone up a little bit too much, come back down again as well. It's amazing just how well it works. It just keeps going. And I'm going to do the wrong hand, but it's TikTok next block. Hey, I got it right. Now, Bitcoin, very exciting stuff at the moment. I don't know why that's not the Bitcoin chart, but market cap 1.09 trillion. Yes, I'm like, how many billion? I Googled it. I said, how many billion are in 1 trillion? There's 1,000 billion in a trillion if you didn't know. I'm sure it's basic math for most people, but these numbers are so big. Now, this Bitcoin price over the last 180 days looks great, up and to the right. But if we go, say, in shorter time periods, a little bit of sideways, we are up. Wow, that's sideways. 30 days down, 14 days looks very similar. 7 days, that looks pretty hectic. And then in the last 24 hours, it's all good, heading back up. The trend is our friend at the moment. Between now and the halving, April 2024, it is going to be up, down, and sideways, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to show you a couple of things as we get into the Fed, what the IRS are doing, where buying at these prices potentially may be one of the greatest opportunities. Obviously not financial advice. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But look at that. Look how green Bitcoin is. Ethereum's up as well. If you're interested in anything else, I'm no longer bringing up those numbers though. Now, couple of things I want to unpack here that have been pretty exciting, and then we're going to get into BlackRock and the IRS. But really quickly, Fed Powell at Jackson Hole prepared to raise rates further if appropriate. Restrictive monetary policy will continue to be needed until inflation is sustainably slowing, said US Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell in his keynote speech at the Kansas City Fed Jackson Hole Symposium. The central bank, said Powell, is ready to raise rates further if appropriate, though will proceed carefully. Or they'll go hard, break stuff, and they'll start printing money. There is now a 20% chance that they do raise it. Last time we had a look at this, I believe there's about 11%, so it is increasing. We'll continue to see if Powell does drop any bombs out there. If we go all the way back up to the top, I skipped most of this. Bitcoin dips below 26K. Smaller cryptos head lower on Fed Powell's hawkish remarks. It went down, it's come back up, and I actually didn't look at the price all weekend. I was so busy doing these interviews. For everyone that's just joined the channel lately, thank you. G'day. I appreciate it for hitting the subscribe button. Those interviews, especially the Greg Foss video, popped off Peter Dunworth, Luke Mickick, but on Friday, I had back-to-back interviews with 5 of the best and the brightest minds within Bitcoin. So you've got more coming as well. Hang out for that. They'll be dropping on Wednesday. You'll get 1 video a week from now until indefinite with the best and the brightest. We will make sure that podcast is out every Wednesday for everybody. Let's just be clear, Wednesday Australian time, it can get a little bit confusing. I'll release it Wednesday about 3 a.m. So depending on where you are, that's Queensland, Brisbane time, you can work it out. But just hit the notification bell and it'll show up when you log on the videos and where it's at. Anyway, what's next for the Bitcoin price? Bitcoin has been trading as a risk-on asset and is therefore subject to macro pressures. Thanks, Sasha. Bitcoin has spent most of the week trading around 26,000, below the 200-day moving average for the first time since January. So I've brought this This is not the 200 week moving average, but I've brought this up, Bitcoin profitable days. And there's a couple of things I want to show you here, but have a look at the whole chart in full. You can see there's two little bits of red here, and we're in the second bit of red here. Every other time in Bitcoin's history, if you're bought and you're holding, every other time, everyone's in profit. But if you have a look here, percent profitable days holding Bitcoin, I probably need to zoom in for everyone. I'll see if I can share this shit. Doesn't that look horrible? Anyway, what it says is percent profitable days holding Bitcoin 85.5% of the time. So maybe these red areas here are looking to be good accumulation places. I know I'm stacking pretty heavy at the moment, twice a week instead of once a week. Currently, we have dropped just below the 200 week moving average. This is awesome. Looking into Bitcoin.com, look into Bitcoin.com. Absolutely fantastic place. We'll be playing around a whole lot more. They've got a whole lot of charts here, but we can see we're just below. We don't spend much time below the 200 week moving average, so act accordingly. Now, getting over to tax. Sweeping US tax proposal met with boos from the crypto world. We know Bitcoin is not crypto, but together today, it's all sort of been thrown into one. Another poster on the platform. We're talking about Twitter. Good morning, Ali. Another poster on the platform noted that wallet providers like MetaMask, decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, and any smart contract with a multi-signature security setup might be captured under the reporting requirements. This would force these entities to develop know your customer rules for their users. Keep that in mind. So Uniswap mainly, decentralized exchanges. The future rules will potentially give the masses of crypto investors a clear path to file their taxes. Nobody likes regulation. Nobody wants regulation, but regulation is coming. It is going to make this space develop and mature. Unfortunately, I guess it. If you are living wherever you're living, please just follow the law. Don't try be sneaky and go out. They will catch up with you. In regards to that, if done correctly, these rules could help provide everyday crypto users necessary information to accurately comply with tax laws. Agent Smith said one immediate bright side about the proposal scope was that it generally excluded crypto mining operations, which had been a worry when the 2021 infrastructure law mandated the tax rules. Now, I find that pretty interesting there that it excludes crypto mining, because we are seeing BlackRock obviously put in with the Bitcoin mining, the Bitcoin ETF, the spot ETF, but they're also the largest shareholder in the top 4 mining operations. They're buying into the infrastructure of it. They're buying the money printers of Bitcoin, basically. And it's being excluded out of this tax law, which is pretty interesting. US crypto tax proposal lets miners off the hook, snares some decentralized exchanges. The IRS is finally proposing rules for crypto tax reporting, giving the industry its own 1099 form and declaring digital asset miners safe from the future requirements. Very interesting. Crypto exchanges, some hosted wallet providers, and payment processors will face new tax rules in as soon as 2 years. The timing of this is just lining up, and it is so positive, I think, for the space, and we'll get into that in a second and why I think that's so. Good morning to Bitcoin WABSS as well. I'll read your comments in a tick. The proposal, which is opening to a comment period and public hearing, would exempt miners and certain other types of activities. Absolutely fantastic. They're exempting the miners. It's a positive sort of nod in the right direction. So the Treasury Department published a nearly 300-page proposed rule on Friday in response to the 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, saying centralized crypto exchanges, payment processors, some hosted wallet providers, some decentralized exchanges, and people or entities that redeem crypto tokens they created will be bound to those reporting obligations. Moreover, Treasury unveiled a new custom tax form, the 1099-DA, that these brokers can file, resolving long-standing confusion over whether different versions of the US tax form make the most sense for taxpayers. Miners are exempt from the tax rules, but some decentralized finance platforms will not be, said the proposed guidance. The industry will have months to lobby federal officials before anything is set in stone for the 2025 tax year. We've got the HARB in April 2024. 12 to 18 months after the tax comes out. Pretty bloody interesting, the timing of that, the 2025 tax year, as we are going into that bubble territory. Depending on what your game plan is, potentially you may want to dollar cost average or ladder out on the way up, especially if you're holding crypto, potentially not with Bitcoin. But we'll keep you up to date as that develops. I find that fairly interesting. Just the timing of it and how they are excluding Bitcoin miners out of this. If implemented, the rules would begin applying to crypto exchanges. We went through that, my apologies. This is part of a broader effort at Treasury to close the tax gap, address the tax evasion risk posed by digital assets, and help ensure that everybody plays by the same set of rules. Treasury officials said the revenue expectations aren't their concerns. Bullshit. I call it straight up 100%. They definitely just want your tax. That's all they care about. They talk about tax evasion. So why is that a problem if they don't care about the revenue expectations? Doesn't make any sense. That's a bit of a misnomer. Of course they do. All they want is money. They understand their system's flawed. They can print as much money as they want. So the money doesn't actually matter. It's just about the control, and they pose these insane rules with tax. And not only do you have income tax, but like in Australia, we have general service tax, and then inflation's the biggest secret tax that goes there. So either way, they'll get you. They just want more of you. Anyway, and unhosted wallet providers that also facilitate or offer service to facilitate their users buying or selling digital assets will be considered brokers alongside hosted wallet providers. I do have my tinfoil hat on a little bit this morning. It's Monday, 6:06 in the morning. Please forgive me. I will take it back off and put it down. I need to make one there, because occasionally I do put it on. Now, a miner that receives fees for validating transactions would be exempted from the reporting requirements, as it's not a middleman or broker for the purpose of this law, according to the document's embedded analysis. Last part, 2021 law also called for a reporting requirement to fully identify people making crypto transactions worth more than $10,000. Of course, AML laws, anti-money laundering laws, which seem derived from a separate proposal from the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN. On the law's requirement, there will be plenty of complicated questions to work out, such as how the firms deal with customers maneuvering funds with private wallets that the business can't see into, and how the broker records may deal with interactions on truly decentralized platforms. I will get to all these comments in a second. I actually don't want to read this article. I just wanted to point out LATAM firm hashtag joins Bitcoin spot ETF scrum with distinct plans. So that's getting more and more attention. They're just going to keep flowing in there. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. And then we're going to see outrageous numbers like this. Obviously, I have had people on the channel lately. Greg Foss calling for a $2 million Bitcoin. Peter Dunworth was like a $7 billion Bitcoin. And then Luke Mikic, $64 million Bitcoin. Luke does put a year on it as well. Both Greg Foss and Peter Dunworth do not. Sorry, the brain's a little bit slow first thing in the morning. I'm trying to wind it up and work it out. Probably a little bit irresponsible to be putting a price and a date together. You can go sort of one or the other. The trend and the date, or the price without the date. I think that's better. At some stage, Bitcoin's most likely going to hit 400K in 2024. Potentially. It's possible. Is it likely? Who knows? We'll see. It depends what you're in here for. If you're here for the gains, don't bet the farm on a 400K Bitcoin. That's irresponsible. Buy it at whatever price it is. It's under 30K today, and ladder out if you want to go back into fiat accordingly. That's fine. But I think if you spend the time here and you study it, then it's very likely you're going to sell your whole stack. Anyway, Jumping over to the comments here. Ali, you're on fire this morning. Congrats to staking. Hope I can stack before next bull cycle. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks very much, Ali. Bitcoin, salam, my beloved Bitcoiners. Stack sats and stay humble. All love from the UK. You know, when I was in the UK last year, it was like the middle of winter or something. It was the most, I was only there for the weekend, but it was the most beautiful day. Everything was just so green and so lush. It's absolutely amazing. Love from Cyprus too. We'll be back in the UK November. Salams to you. Stacks that stay humble. May God give us the patience to be on the track and stay focused for the ultimate accumulation. Alien, Serenity, good morning. How are you, Jim? I will give you a call today. One more thing that I want to say, and I brought it up, but there's a bloody paywall with Forbes. Elon Musk there's a leaked email or something got leaked from Elon Musk and X.com. I'll bring it up. And we'll see if we can get, yeah, here. The paywall's going to pop up real quick, for sure. It looks like it's about to. So, leaks reveal Elon Musk, X, and Wall Street could be about to cause Bitcoin and crypto price chaos with PayPal update. We do know Elon Musk wants everything out. Now, after a US SEC insider had warned Bitcoin and crypto buyers to beware of Binance, a leak has suggested Musk could turn X into an updated version of PayPal. So, we'll I thought this was pretty fascinating. Musk continues to have conversations with top Wall Street executives on the future of X. Fox Business News correspondent posted, seems to be settling, they tell me, on a newfangled payment system and an updated version of PayPal. Remember, Elon Musk was the founder of PayPal, so just goes to show it will offer low transaction costs as opposed to credit cards and monetize user info. A little bit interesting, monetize user info. He is looking obviously to make his investment profitable, so goes to show. If you're playing in their playground, you play by their rules, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. So if I can get down here, I was trying to make it easier to read for everyone. I think I just made it worse. Earlier this month, media reports denied by Musk suggested X could add a trading platform built inside the app as part of the plan to turn the app into a financial data giant. With Musk going on to say X will never launch a cryptocurrency of its own to rival Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or Musk's favorite cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. If Elon Musk is leaking data and Forbes is reporting on this, I don't know if Forbes is still credible these days. They don't always get it right, but it's pretty interesting that this information is going out there. It is seeding the consciousness of the public, human awareness going on. There is a reason why that is out there, and slow and steady, or it happens slowly, then suddenly we are heading in the right direction for an absolutely insane bull run. BlackRock, there's going to be a whole lot of, I don't know how to say it without swearing, like fuckery. I don't know. If someone can leave a comment and a better word for fuckery would be great. I'm not obviously going to turn ads on this as video. We're saying that, nor do I care for the ad revenue. But that is going to happen with BlackRock, and we can see them going in with Riot, Marathon, two of the other biggest miners as well. IRS coming out with tax, Elon Musk with Twitter, the everything app, or X.com now, and we'll see. How funny was it, like last year and even before, Elon Musk would just keep tweeting X? That's how propaganda happens. Slow and steady. They just keep putting this information out there, Even Jerome Powell saying, we may raise interest rates. He's telling us what he's going to do. So it's most likely he's going to do what he's saying. He has been doing it as of late. I know in the past, Jerome Powell will stay low for forever, and then he pivots really quickly. But this year he's been consistent at least. Hey there, I want to work with you as a thumbnail designer. It's all good in the mornings when I do the news. It's just for me to have a little bit of a chin wag to jump on, to get the brain thinking early in the morning. These thumbnails, if nobody watches these videos, it's all good. I'm not worried about it. I know the thumbnails are horrible. I just need to get them out. They take me 2 minutes. My other videos, I have someone else, but I appreciate that very much. Shenanigans are running rampant. I wonder if his ex inspired him. Rolf. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the news today. Have a very beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow. The video that's coming out. So I have the book. The book's in the background there. Jason Meyer, A Progressive's Case for Bitcoin. This gentleman, he really hits the nail on the head. We dive into, because Elizabeth Warren is like the most public facing progressive, and she has the Bitcoin army or the crypto army. She's so against it. I just hit him straight up with that. And we dive in, and what an amazing conversation that is. So I look forward to that on Wednesday. It's been a pleasure to spend this time with you. In the morning, I'm going to go catch the sunrise. Have a beautiful day. Be blessed. Peace.